I put a few coats on of this weathered gray because this was a light gray. So I think I ended up putting 2 or 3 coats on it. So here's the finish for the wood stain. And again, this is weathered gray. Now I'm going to take my laminate sheet, as you have seen in my prior video, and we're going to heat it up so the laminate sheet stick to the wood so we can finally sublimate. My heat press is ready. I did put an extra parchment at the bottom, your ornament, the laminate, and then I'm going to put a butcher paper. Now it doesn't need to be that firm of a pressure. You're going to keep it light, 385 degrees for 30 seconds. If you have some bubbles, I use the Cricut scrapper, whatever you call it. As you know, I like to use what I have at hand. I don't buy new things. But if this doesn't pull the bubble, then while it's still warm, you can actually work on it with your finger and get the air out. So that's what I'm doing right now, which will clear all of the bubbles. Now, sometimes you may have to work on it a little bit harder, but I like to have all of those out. As you can see, because I use this type of wood stain, it is actually hard for the laminate to really stick on it. So you see it's pulling out very quickly. I may have to, I'm going to try to put it on the heat press one more time. If this doesn't stain or doesn't stick to the wood, then we know this wood stain is not a good one to do on this. Yeah, look, it doesn't stick at all. So let's try this one more time. I'm going to also try to increase my temperature. So remember, heat pillow at the bottom. Then I just put a parchment just because I stained the wood and I want to know, I don't want to transfer into the heat pillow. So I put a parchment. I put my wood ornament with the laminate. As we know, 385 at 38 seconds did not stick at all. And I'm going to put a butcher paper over it. I increased the temperature to 400 degrees, and I'm going to try for the 38 seconds. Again, I am putting a heavier pressure. So we're going to see if this is going to work. We are experimenting, so let's see. I did it for 400 degrees, 38 seconds. I did put some craft clip that I also found at the Dollar Tree. Let me get you so you can see it. There it is. You can just get that. It's I like that the end is cushioned, so it will not hurt your craft. You can see a little bit of bubbles, but I don't want to mess with it too much just because I'm trying to see if this wood stain can work for sublimation. So I'm not going to mess with that. It's not that bad. It will not show in the final product. It's not even a bubble. It's just a different color. You wouldn't be able to remove that. So it's actually looking pretty good. I'm going to wait for it to cool off for a little bit, okay, guys? I'll be back. It didn't really work. So I removed the clam or whatever you call it. I forgot the word right now. And you can see that it's not working. So because I'm stubborn and I like to try different things, I'm going to try to actually glue it and see if that's going to work. Now remember, we still need to sublimate on this. So whatever I use cannot impact the sublimation. So now I'm going to try to see if I can glue the damn thing. So I put this Gorilla Wood glue and I put a different laminate. And then what I did, I put it on the heat press for like 2 seconds. And I tell you what, guys, this shit works. Look at this. It's glue. Now, of course, to figure out if this is going to laminate and how it's going to look like once all of this is done. So we're not even close to be done yet, but at least this is stuck on it. Now we're going to wait for the moment of truth. 400 degrees for 70 seconds, medium pressure, heat pillow at the bottom. Then I put a parchment paper, then your ornament, and of course don't forget the sublimation paper, then butcher paper, close it, and now let's wait for the final result. Let's see if I pulled it off. The 70 seconds is over. We are going to wait for this to cool off a little bit. It's too hot. I did create this graphic, so all hearts come home for Christmas, and I usually use, let me go on the other side if you can see it. I usually use Adobe Illustrator for my graphic. I know a lot of people use Photoshop, but for me Adobe Illustrator is a good program. So that is how I do or change, edit different graphics. Okay, for the moment of truth, let's see how this sublimated. It's a little bit hot still. Oh, complete mess. Very interesting. The glue burnt into the ornament. Let me see what we can do with this. It kind of like gives it an old look, actually. Let me see what I can do with this, if I can salvage it, and see if that's going to make it like a antique, older look. I had to take a small break because, well, I cut myself. So now that we have cut all around, removed all of the glue, let's see what we can do with this. It's kind of interesting that it would be a good idea maybe to do this look, burn look, in more around it, because that's an interesting effect actually. So let's see how we can fix it and see if we can salvage this ornament. Here's the update. I painted this to make it look antique, older, and that covered the burnt area and match it. I sponged it. I used a couple of different paint, and to do all across, I then repainted the side and the back. So I turned this into a older look ornament. It was supposed to be gray, like a lighter gray. So number one, if you don't want to go through all of the hassle I just went through, do not use wood stain before putting your laminate sheet. So you would go straight into your laminate sheet like I did with the other ornament. Just to give you all a reference check. So this one, there was no wood stain. I created a background, put the graphic on it, and I wanted it to be the look of the wood that would match this. So it would seem like everything got wood stain. Straight onto the wood with the laminate worked just fine. This one is the same way. No wood stain. I did the background. I edited the graphic. And on this one, I painted the back black. This one was actually the wood stain. And as well, you saw all of the problems I had with that one. And I still ended up painting everything. The difference is those I created background to try to match the look I wanted to do. This one, I did not create a background. I just created the graphic with the words, and everything else was transparent. So everything that you see on this one is the actual wood, versus this, what you see in the background is the background I created with Adobe Illustrator. So that's the difference. So we are not done yet, since well, this would not hang on anything. You can do a couple of things. You can make it a little bit of a decor, which could be cute also. You know what? I don't think I'm going to turn it into an ornament yet, like this one. I have another idea. I think I'm going to turn it into a small wall hanger. So put a hanger in the back and maybe put a small doorknob here if people want to hang a key or something. And I'm going to turn this into actually a wall decor, people. Yeah, I know I started with the idea of ornament, but I think I am changing my mind. So let's work on that. In continuing this, I was thinking about putting cabinet knob here, but unfortunately, I thought it was way too big. I couldn't find anything small enough. So I went to True Value by my house and I found furniture nails, and those are so cute. They also look a little bit antique, which I thought went very well with this look. Very simple. I put it in and just use my little craft hammer, which is perfect for the craft that came in for free at least a year ago when I bought something, and I thought, well, this would be excellent for the craft. And I basically put it in. There you go. Now I'm going to put something in the back so it can be hung. And this will be a very cute wall decor to hang notes, a key, or whatever you want to hang there, or even maybe stockings. So this will actually, what started as a possible mistake is actually turning out very cute. What do you all think? You see, don't give up when you make a mistake. You never know what more you can come up with. So here's the final product. I started thinking I was going to turn it into, I was going to create a ornament. Then halfway through, you know, all of the problem we had, I ended up doing a wall decor. And look at this, you can hang keys. You can even probably put a stocking. You can also use it as a ornament. So I think this actually turned out very cute. What do you think of it? If you like the video, please like and subscribe. And next time I will pick another Dollar Tree project and see what I can turn it into. But here it is.